Welcome to A Valiant Effort. I'm Ted, and this is Nick and Josh, and we're driving an Audi.
Yeah, so today we're driving my wife's personal 2015 Audi Q5 TDI, which is the diesel variant available in the United States.
Bored of it? Like, this is a great commuter car.
I love it. I mean, so one thing that I've really noticed, and especially after driving the GTI yesterday, is the mirrors on this car are proportionate, and they're super visible. Like the GTI, actually, I feel has a lot of blind spots.
Yeah.
But this, I always feel like I know where people are around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though you're in mid-size SUV or so, you still have almost, it looks like a full SUV or full van mirror.
Yeah, they are very large.
They're not that much smaller than like a Transit or something.
No.
They're about the size probably of my truck mirrors too.
Yeah.
They're pretty darn close, and you're definitely shorter than my truck.
Yeah.
And lower and...
Right. Yeah, I just feel like you get more of the car compared to even a sedan with the normal mirror. It's just comfortable.
My favorite little interior feature is just this open grain wood. It's so beautiful.
And I really, really hate wood grain trim, mainly because of when they put the lacquer on it, and then it just looks fake. But this, I really do like the walnut.
Oh, you have tweeters in the top of the doors back here.
So this car actually has the Bang & Olufsen upgrade. So it's 14 speakers or something. It's really nice. It's a really, really, really worthwhile upgrade.
Oh. I do actually just like the back. The seats here are
comfortable.
Yeah. No, even back here, I usually get car sick. I'm not car sick.
Yeah.
I feel fine back here. And I don't know if that's because we're focused on something else.
Yeah.
I would love to do road trips in this.
Yeah.
Probably more than any of the cars that we own.
Yeah. And the back seat is awkwardly bigger than a sedan.
I was perfectly comfortable in the back seat. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm also not the best test for backseat comfort, being 5'7", but I'm a pretty wide fella,
Yeah.
and these seats aren't that weird. You know how some back seats are perfectly flat?
Yeah.
I still have lumbar support back here. I feel like I could actually sleep back here.
Well, and I would go back a little bit farther, I think, just because I actually just stayed at your seat position, and it's been fine.
But his knees aren't even near the seat.
Yeah.
That's more.
His knees.
That's where I would sit. I feel
basically didn't.
I've still got about 1.5 inches of space between my knees and the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more where I'm comfortable.
And I can I feel like I can spread out pretty nice back here.
Yeah.
I think the windowsill is a little high.
It is.
It's just a hair high.
Yeah,
unless I bring the seat up.
Thing.
Does the seat come up?
It does. It's the horizontal bar. You just kind of lift. But then it's kind of... Actually, I guess there is a ton of headroom.
Yeah.
Especially with the first sunroof car.
Because do you have the seat all the way up now, Josh?
I don't think I'm all the way up. I'm definitely up.
Yeah, you have a lot of headroom
all the
still.
way up. You've still got 2-3 inches of headroom up there.
I still stand by the fact that I actually really like this steering wheel.
Yeah,
and I like the fact that I am driving a bigger vehicle, but the steering wheel is the same size as your S4.
Yeah.
Not only does it feel good, but Audi always kills it with the center.
I know.
Their
they really
airbag
do.
design looks so good.
I honestly think the worst and ugliest steering wheel they've ever made was on the original B8 generations.
Yeah.
The airbag design was just awkward.
Chunky ass square thing. Yeah. No,
it just didn't work.
No, that's
but
literally...
the new ones are beautiful.
Oh my god.
And now they have the start-stop buttons on the RS models on the wheel.
I like because they have two designs now, right? They have the small circle, and then they also have the
it's kind
one.
of like a longer, more of a rectangle. Yeah.
And I like them both. So we were driving a 2015 Audi Q5. We figured
that the interior would be nice, the material quality's good, the ergonomics good, the seats comfortable, the sound system good. We knew all that stuff was going to be great. It's an Audi. However, we didn't expect it to be nearly as fast as it was. And with 428 foot-pounds of torque, maybe we should have expected it from the beginning.
Yeah.
This is God. Oh,
Yeah. Sometimes
sometimes
it's a lot.
Slid your seat back there a little, Ted?
No, I dropped my coffee. So I know this isn't a sports car, but the steering is still very direct.
It's
really
not
like it.
bad.
Also, I just, what was that, 10 miles on the highway? The torque is so intoxicating. I kind of want to drive this. I would drive this across country.
I would too in a heartbeat.
It's just so dumb. It's so effortless.
Yeah. And I think that the transmission is like, really, really shines when
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you are driving like that and you're in the power. Because when you're in the power and it shifts, it definitely seems to be, quicker than not.
Right.
So the only reason that I actually don't like the paddles is, or I wouldn't use them regularly, is driving with the paddles, you can tell how much smarter than you the car really is.
What do you mean?
Like right now, right? So you put it into shift and it's in manual 6.
Okay. So are you saying, should I put it in the sport
No.
or something?
No, I'm just saying, but like now, like floor it. Like it just dumped it into 3rd. Like it's able to shift quicker and it's always able to know what gear it should really be in.
Right, because the car can process that.
Yeah, and it just seems like it's always in the power range when it does it itself.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, with something like this where the torque is in a very specific range, and if you're kind of too far into the power band.
Unless you have all of those ranges memorized and what speeds they go with.
Right.
You're not going to do as well as the car.
So now the question becomes, what about the diesel? And is this worth owning over a 2-liter or 3-liter Q5?
How, I know it's probably not a huge deal, but do you ever have any trouble finding diesel?
The diesel aspect of it, I will say today, I was like, wow, I can't believe you haven't complained about this before, Alexis, because we were, that's not bad. We're like right at the accident. So I left the house, had like 100 miles left, and then it's awkward because it's like 100 miles should be more than enough. But if you really push your luck and say you get down to 20, like for all you know, you may not have a diesel station in the next 20, 30, 40 miles.
Well, and it's a pretty serious consequence if you drain the tank.
Yeah, especially in a diesel.
Right. It's even worse because, like, in a gas car, you can run it out, but it's like, you might screw up the fuel filter a bit,
right?
Clog that up. But in a diesel, you have to actually have.
I think you have to purge the lines.
Yeah. Oh, that would be horrible.
So what about negatives?
It's not super important for the type of driving I do, but I feel like I would get hung up on the fact that it is a diesel. I like the idea of owning a diesel.
Yeah.
And I like the torque of the diesel, but I don't want to. To me, it seems like a hassle.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted,
it is a little bit.
Most of the driving that I do, the serious driving that I do, is on the highway.
Yeah.
And you're not ever hard pressed to find a diesel station along the highway.
Yeah.
But
because you with all the trucks.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think too, like, you don't have that peace of mind to go to Tom down the street to get an issue looked at.
Right.
Right. That too. Is
like
that
now maybe you're going
if
to.
you had the 2-liter Q5.
I still wouldn't, but
you could.
Right. Like you'd have
pretty standard engine.
You'd have more reliability to go to a local shop than, you know.
Right.
Now maybe you have to go to a truck specific guy, like, and even
you have to go to someone who knows diesel.
Right.
And even on top of that, Audi diesel.
Right, like, you know, you might not even be able to go to an independent Euro shop either.
Right.
Because they may not know the diesel.
Yeah.
Where over in Europe, it is a very common thing, but it's not.
Well, I think that's the biggest downside of the diesel is that it's just so uncommon and unpopular in the United States.
Yeah.
That it's just like, there's just not a lot of guys, like, it's not financially viable to be a specialist in diesel for a lot of people here.
No.
So you're not like our mechanic guy, Bob, who, if we can't figure something out, Josh and I have gone to in the past.
Right.
He's probably not going to know how to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he could work on a 7.3 Power Stroke, but I don't think he could work on one of these.
Yeah.
Just a different beast.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'd have to do the math. But is the fuel economy really worth the added cost of diesel?
Absolutely. Cost me almost $50 to fill up the S4. I get 300 miles a tank, less than that. She spends $55, $60 to fill the tank and gets 600 miles.
Well, what about compared to like a 2-liter?
You're still getting like 300 miles on a tank. But maybe now you're only spending 35, 38 to fill it. And actually, a lot of new Volkswagen engines, they have NOx sensors. I mean, I'm sure most engines do, but you can actually run the car regularly on 89. I think you can even run it on 87. But to me, that's kind of like yeah. So here's.
So what is
I
there a
think-
recommendation to get one of these?
So I have 3 recommendations. The first 2 are to Audi, which is we're in a 2015 and it has halogen interior lights. Mm-hmm. Like what are we doing? There's no USB ports, which is not a single USB port. The B9s were the first one with a USB. There's a cigarette lighter in here, which we have a US. You know, like
you don't even have any cigarette light. Oh, you have one
we do,
here,
but you know, like awkward. So we have the
And there's one in
converter.
back here.
This
which-
slidey thing is so German.
Doesn't like I can't wrap my head around what the deal is with this.
Yeah.
And the second is to buy the car, or third. The reason that I think that this car is such a great buy right now is that, you know, a typical family who maybe wants to spend $300 to $400 a month on a car payment is able to get one of these with 50,000 miles on it, give or take. And I just don't think anything else in that price range is able to offer the technology, the handling, the capability of the car, the gas mileage of the car, especially someone who's looking at an SUV. I just think that this car almost falls into a weird class where it's not quite a sports SUV, but compared to the rest of its competition, I think that it excels. And it is actually more sporty and fast than it is luxury. You know, and on top of that, you actually can get a extended warranty on the cars that have received the fixes as a settlement of Dieselgate. So, in conclusion, if you're looking for a well-balanced German SUV, we highly recommend that you find one and take a look at it. See you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more DIY videos, car reviews, and an upcoming podcast. Thanks for watching.